And so did your husband ever offer an explanation as to why he had those kids while in the marriage?
No, basically he just wasn't. I can't curse, right?
Of course you can. Go ahead.
He wasn't shit. He still ain't shit. I'm glad I'm over that piece of shit.
Well, that's
being truthful.
That's 3 shits.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And so you went to prison at 35. What was that for?
Armed robbery. I got caught with the getaway car. In Georgia, it's guilty by association. See, my husband that I ran off to Vegas and married with, he was a dope dealer. So, all that bullshit.
Okay, so
but
kind of like the college girl gets with the dope boy
and runs off and ruins her life.
So I mean, if you could speak to that real quick, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of ladies in our community that follow that same path.
Well,
what would you say to a young lady who may be?
What I say to a young lady
in that same position.
Don't do it. Listen to your father, listen to your mother, stay in school, education. It might seem like it's exciting. The wrong bad guy might seem like the way to go, but I am telling you, don't do it. Don't do it.
What's up, YouTube? Become a member of the channel. Click the join button. You're going to get access to exclusive content, more updates, post-interview reactions, and the lost tapes that never made it to YouTube. Click the join button, become part of the family. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm good.
All right. So are you homeless?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
By choice.
By choice?
Yes.
Okay.
By choice.
Well, how old are you?
I'll be 53 August 6th.
Okay, all right. Well, coming up. Happy early birthday. And so you're 52. And so, how long have you been homeless?
6 years.
6 years?
By choice.
Okay, you say that again. So what is it by choice? Explain.
A lot of homeless, this is my first time being homeless. What I've learned is it's humbled me. You can't put all eggs in one basket. Everybody is here with their own unique, different story. A lot of people put all homeless people in the same basket, but everybody's different. I'm here by choice. I choose to be on the streets.
Okay, all right.
I don't have to be.
Okay. And so what was it that happened 6 years ago that made you choose to become homeless?
Well, for the first time in my life, I went to the penitentiary. This was 17 years ago. And I did 10 years to the door, day for day, with no good time. And I was completely forgotten by everyone. So I had to do my 6 years of parole in the state of Georgia. So when I did those 10 years, when I was forgotten, I came to the streets by myself, because I did all those years by myself. I mean, I was forgotten by my family and everybody, basically.
Okay, so, I mean, that would have you going to prison around the age of 35.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Alrighty, so, and basically when you got out.
My 201 Washington Street is my mailbox.
Yep.
Well, my family thinks that's my apartment address. I don't have any family. Yeah, so I don't tell them when I get off.
You're living with Jesus.
Well, yeah, actually, he has kept me safe through my whole journey.
Yeah. No, that's a church, by the way.
When I close this chapter of this book, when I close the chapter in my life of this, because I won't be out here forever, then I'll tell my family. They wouldn't understand right now.
All right. Well, let's continue. So, do you have any kids?
No, none. Never been pregnant.
Kids?
By choice. No, I do not. Wasn't ready for that responsibility.
All right. And so, have you ever been married?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
What age were you when you got married?
18.
18?
Yeah.
And so, how long did that marriage last?
I'm still legally married.
Still legally married? How long was the marriage functional to where you guys was?
Until I went to the penitentiary.
Okay, so 18 to 35.
Yes.
Wow, that's a long time. And you guys, you never tried to have kids? You intentionally?
I never wanted any.
Okay, did he want any?
Yeah, he had 3 while we were married, while we were living in the same household by 3 different women.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. If I'm writing my memoirs. If I complete them and have them published, if Oprah had a couch, I'd be on it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm listening. So I mean, okay. So
my life is very complex.
So you got married at 18.
Yeah, I went to Michigan State University.
So let me do this before you even go into there. No, it's okay. But let me just back it up for the viewers a little bit, right?
Okay.
Okay. So where you from?
Detroit, Michigan. Well, actually, I'm from Troy, Michigan, which is like 30 minutes from Detroit.
Man, shout out Troy, Michigan, and definitely shout out to D. All right, what up, though, to all my Detroit people, man? All right, man, my roommates in college were both from Detroit. All right, anyway, so growing up in Detroit or Troy, you know, growing up in that area, did you have both your mom and your dad in the household?
Yes, I grew up with the same parents in the house that was built from the ground. Yeah.
Okay, how many siblings do you have?
I just have one brother.
And is he older or younger than you?
He's a year older.
You're older, okay. And so you guys same parents, right?
Same parents, same household.
Okay.
So my mother died, and my father lives in Colorado now. But yes, I grew up with both of my parents.
All right, sorry to hear about your
in
mom.
the suburbs.
How old were you when your mom died?
My mother was 40. I was just about to graduate high school.
Okay, that's a rough one. I'm
okay.
sorry to hear about that. Was that before or after you was married?
It was my last year of high school. So
Okay, so you didn't
I got married when I went to Michigan State University. After 2 semesters, I dropped out and got married.
Okay, so I mean, so that answers the question about high school. But let me ask you this: so growing up, would you say you had a fairly normal childhood?
Absolutely not.
Tell me about it.
My mother died of alcoholism. She was an alcoholic. I grew up in the suburbs. My father worked for General Motors. He was an executive. He was an executive for over 40 years. He's retired now, but anyways, it was dysfunctional.
Okay. Besides her being an alcoholic, what was the dysfunction? Like, give me an example.
Her alcoholism was a secret. You know, it was that we'd be here forever. It was just, you know, every black folks got dysfunctional in their family somewhere.
I mean, that's largely true. I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
at least somewhere in the line.
But
you know what I'm saying?
basically, I had a good upbringing. You know.
Okay. And you know, you went to college, you graduated. I mean,
No,
you went to high school,
2
you graduated.
semesters I dropped out
Right.
of
Well, I
college.
meant to say high school. So you went to high school, you
I
graduated.
yes.
And you went to Michigan State.
Yes.
Man, shout out the Spartans, man. Shout out Michigan
Oh, my
State.
nephew is Ethan Boyd. He is the offensive line freshman, full scholarship, Michigan State University. He's 6'7", 315 pounds. It's my brother's son. At Michigan State right now. He's 6'7", 315 pounds. He's not even 18 years old yet. Full scholarship
Jesus Christ.
freshman. So yeah, you can look him up. Oh, sorry.
No, hey, listen,
Yeah,
man.
my brother's
we
son.
football fans over here,
Yeah,
man.
well,
so-
his name is Ethan Boyd. Yeah, look him up.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
offensive line.
Man, shout out Ethan Boyd, man. We gon'
He's 6'7",
hey, we
315
rooting
pounds.
for you.
Full scholarship football. Yeah, I'm very proud of him.
Okay, all right, man. All
Yeah.
right. So, you know, you went to Michigan State, you dropped out. Why'd you drop out?
I went and got married.
Okay. And so the guy that you married, was he around the same age as you?
No, he was like 8 years older.
8 years older?
Yeah, that's my only regret in life, not finishing college. But when my father dropped me off in my dorm room, it was like letting a dog out of a cage. If anybody can understand that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
Yeah, well-
we see that all the time,
Well,
man.
yeah.
You know, when you you know, I've got daughters, and that's one of the things that I'm gonna try to balance is not being too overbearing,
Yeah.
so that when they get to college, they don't just go crazy.
Yeah, well, that's happened to me. I lost my mind.
Okay. All right. What type of stuff was you doing?
I mean, I was just, you know,
Just basically
growing
having a
up,
lot
I
of
had,
sex.
my father had a leash. Well, no, I had never kissed a boy. I had never had a drink. I had never been to a party.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah,
So
my
you
father
was
had
you was
a
really
leash.
repressed.
It
yeah.
was like letting a dog out of a cage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went wild.
All right. And so so eventually, you know, you got off with this guy. You got married.
Yeah, and life happened, and you know, it went on, and now.
So when did he start having kids within the marriage?
Oh, the first, I guess when I was 25. I don't know.
So like after about 6, 7 years of being married.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. And so I mean, you know, how did you react when you found out that first time?
Well, I was very upset, but I believed in the death of his part, so I actually took care of the 3 kids that he had.
Were they like back to back to back, or were they spread out over the years?
They weren't back to back to back, but it was in like a couple of years of, you know, but yeah. Well, you know, I never had any children because it's a very big responsibility, and there's too much birth control out there. That's why I never had children. Because when you have a child, your whole life changes. You're responsible for a human being that did not ask to come into this world. So, even though he had 3 kids outside of our marriage, I still made sure that those kids, were fed and had good Christmases because, it's a child.
Well,
an
and I
innocent
get it. I
child.
get that. But
Okay, well, yeah.
so I mean, I guess my question would be, do you regret not having your
Nope.
own child, your
Nope.
own kids?
I wasn't ready. No, I don't.
It sounds like you did the job
Well-
of what would have been a mom.
Well, I never wanted to be a parent. Some women, just because you can have them, don't mean you want them.
I get it.
So no, I don't regret. No.
And so, did your husband ever offer an explanation as to why he had those kids while in the marriage?
No, basically he just wasn't. I can't curse, right? Well,
Of course you can. Go ahead.
He wasn't shit. He still ain't shit. I'm glad I'm over that piece of shit.
Well, that's
I'm
three,
being truthful.
That's 3 shits.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And so you went to prison at 35. What was that for?
Armed robbery. I got caught with the getaway car. In Georgia, it's guilty by association. See, my husband that I ran off to Vegas and married with, he was a dope dealer. So, all that bullshit.
Okay, so
But
kind of like the college girl gets with the dope boy, and
yeah, and runs off and ruins her life.
so I mean, if you could speak to that real quick, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of ladies in our community that follow that same path.
Well,
What would you say to a young lady who may be
what I say to a young lady,
in that same
Don't-
position?
don't do it. Listen to your father, listen to your mother, stay in school, education, education, education. It might seem like it's exciting. The wrong bad guy might seem like the way to go, but I am telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. All I can tell you is the only regret I have in life is not finishing college and running away with this dope man that seems so exciting. Oh my God, he's a bad boy. It'll be the biggest mistake of your life. I do not glamorize it. Don't do it, or you'll be saying what I'm saying.
And so you ended up being involved in armed robbery.
Well, yeah, I was trafficking drugs, and I was doing all kind of illegal stuff.
Okay. And so you ended up doing 10 years.
Day for day. First time
Okay.
ever in the penitentiary.
Okay.
And it
How was
changed
that?
my
How
life.
was that 10 years? I mean,
Well, I'm a Leo, and I'm a lion. I'm very strong. I adapted. One very good characteristic about myself, I can adapt to any situation. I dealt with it. That is the only regret in my life, is doing what I did. That armed robbery.
do you feel like, so because you say that everybody forgot about you, who do you consider as everybody?
Oh,
Who are the main people that you
my
feel
family.
should have?
My family.
Well, who specifically?
My aunts, my uncles, my cousins, whoever's benefiting for all that long money I had. I just, no cards, no nothing. The only person that stuck by my side the whole 10 years was my father. Basically, yeah, I was forgotten by everybody else.
How does that make you feel?
Well, at first the pain was so intense on the inside, it used to take my breath away. But, I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
If so, I mean, listen, if they would have happened to come across this YouTube video and they're not here right now, they can't respond, you could just say
Then they would be
whatever's
hearing-
on your heart.
Well, no, they would be hearing what I have not said to them. Well, when I talk to them now, and they don't know that I sleep in a tent by choice. They think I'm just living in Georgia and I'm out of prison. But I've never explained to. They say, "Well, when you're coming home?" Well, I'm not. If you want to see me, you'll come.
Well,
to me.
can you tell them how it made you feel? Look them in the eyes, look them dead in the camera.
They already know how it made me feel. They know how it made me feel. They're my family. They're not clueless. But if they do see this, they're hearing something for the first time.
What do you think their thoughts and their reactions will be?
No, it really doesn't matter because they forgot about me. No card, no nothing. We're not talking about monetary. We're not putting money on my books. Just not a card every once in a while. They knew where I was. I was forgotten.
Well, and I can see why that will cause a lot of pain and hurt.
Oh, I'm over that. I'm just
Are
like
you?
numb. Yeah, I am. I promise you I am.
Okay, all right.
Seriously, I am. It's always going to be a pain in my heart, but I don't dwell on it. I just do what I have to do,
Well, I get it, but one of the things that we do on this channel, right?
Yeah,
is we just look things square in the eyes, and we like if because clearly you're feeling the way about it, and
Well, I'm always
there,
feel the way. Oh,
well,
sorry.
there
Go
may
ahead.
be some unresolved feelings that you have about it, to where maybe you've built up a wall, and I think that it's healthy to knock some of these walls that we've built up down, because that's what we all do. We all walk around guarded, built up, and I get it. That's the type of world that we live in, but I guess this is an opportunity for you to really kind of.
No, I'll explain it when I'm face to face. My family over YouTube is not going to do any justification. Eventually, I will go home. Eventually. I haven't been to Michigan in over 20 years.
Do you miss your family?
Absolutely not. No, I don't. I did 10 years to the door, day for day, no good time, in a state penitentiary. I got over the missing. No, I do not miss them.
And so
of course, I miss them, but I don't miss them to where, let me go home and visit them. No, I don't miss them. They didn't miss me.
Well, if they were
They
to
didn't miss me.
apologize and say
The damage is done.
the damage is done, so there's no coming back from that.
I mean, there'll always be my family, but the damage is done.
And so you say that your dad was the only one that kind of
My
kept
father.
up with you?
My father. Me and my father. Well, my father thinks, well, he'll know now.
I was about to say, does he know that you're homeless?
No, he doesn't. They think 201 Washington Street is my address, but my father's like 80 something. I would hope he doesn't watch YouTube, but who knows? Uh-oh. I don't know. Well, cat's out the bag. No, seriously, my father's, he lives in Colorado. He's in his 80s, My brother lives in California, so I don't know. Maybe he'll see this on YouTube, and I don't know. There's nothing.
How do you think your dad will feel, knowing that you've chosen to be homeless all this time and you didn't tell him?
Well, if he watches this video, he probably understand. He knows I was in the penitentiary. He took care of me.
Okay. All right, miss. Well, listen, so, I mean, at this point, what are we doing, or what are we waiting for to try to get out of this position of being homeless?
I'm waiting for an epiphany, or till I'm going to get off the streets. But actually, this is the happiest time of my life. As crazy as it may seem. I have never slept on the sidewalk, ever. I used to belittle and snub my nose at homeless people. I grew up in a suburb. My father was an executive for General Motors for 40 years. He didn't work in the plant. He was an executive.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a I went to private schools. This is the first time I've ever lived on the streets, and I've been out here for 6 years because I actually love how I'm living. I love how I'm living.
So, where'd you sleep last night?
I sleep in a tent. I live in a tent.
Okay.
I have indoor lights. I have a cot. I sleep in a tent. I live in a tent.
Okay. And so, has there ever been any history of drug usage?
Of course, yes.
What drugs?
Cocaine.
Crack cocaine?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. I've never experimented with drugs. But yes, I've had dabbled in,
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
No, I said, well, I'm just being honest.
That's what we asked for sure.
Well, yes, I'm being honest, but
And so
I'm not about to tell you the last time I used it. Was it 5 minutes ago, or how often do I'm not going to tell you that, but I'm just telling you, yeah, because you know what? A lot of people, they medicate themselves with drugs because they can't deal with the pain, and when they medicate themselves, it takes the pain away. So when whatever they're medicating themselves with wears off, they get more of that to medicate the pain because they can't deal with the pain. So a lot of these people on the streets are very, very strong.
Is
The
that
average
you?
person could not deal with spring, summer, winter, and fall on the streets. But the average person on the streets that uses drugs is because they're medicating themselves from a pain that they can't deal with. Something that has happened in their life. At least that's how it is for me. And every homeless person doesn't use drugs. Most of us do. But we're medicating a pain that we can't deal with on our own. It's very deep. It's very complex. My tattoo. You really can't feel someone else's pain. You can only imagine it. If you haven't walked in a person's shoes, you have no idea how they feel. Or how you would deal with the situation that they're, you know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, do you have any plans on ever kicking
When
the
I
crack?
get sick and tired of being sick and tired of how I'm living, I'll do something about it. Because life is what you make of it. You are the captain of your ship. You rule your vessel. You don't like your life changing. And pretty soon, you will get sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you'll do something about it. At least for me, that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah, because, I walk alone.
I get it. I get it.
So,
I get it, miss. I get it. Well, listen, we really appreciate you taking the time, answering all of our questions. So you say at one point in life, you was the one giving people money and doing very well, it sounds like.
yeah, it was drug money. You know, it was that fast money.
Yeah, that
and
fast,
the
big money.
high
I get
life that you know
comes and goes.
comes and goes.
All right.
And not worth it. You know, go to school. You know, get a job and climb up on the ranks. That fast money is not. It's not the way. The illegal stuff is not the way. Trust me, I'm a living example. It's not the way. I don't glorify it. I don't, for any young people, it is not the way to go. I am telling you, do not pick that path. It's not worth it.
All right. Well, hey, listen, that's some wise words. So we really appreciate you, miss. If anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
I'm trying to remember the Cash App off the top of my head. My Cash App. I don't even really want to give out my Cash App because I don't need the donations. I just pick up the phone and get money sent. No, but let the donations go to somebody that really needs the donations, because I ain't gonna do the right thing with the donations. So I'm not even gonna give you my Cash App number.
Okay.
Because
right.
I'm just being honest.
Hey, listen, I respect that 100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the right thing. So the donations wouldn't be going,
Yeah, no, I get it.
So to clear my conscience, because now, since I walk a different path and I'm very humble and I appreciate everything that I'm given, I don't like to. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't get donations because I'm not going to do the right thing with the money. So I'm not even going to give you a Cash App.
All right, miss.
Trying to do the right thing.
Like I say, we really appreciate it. Okay, I salute that. And you make sure you have a good one out here. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, miss.